Hey guys, it's Bart.
And Dave. And you know it's a cold day in NYC when my ears are really red like this. Look how red these are, YouTube viewers. Touch them.
I don't want
Touch
to.
them.
I don't want to.
Come on. Are they hot? They're like little furnaces.
They're really hot.
Yeah, so my body does this weird thing when the weather changes, actually all through the winter, where, I don't know, like stores up heat in my ears. And so at least 2 or 3 times a day, my ears will get super hot. And it just takes like hours for them to decompress, decelerate, lower in temperature. But I don't know, this is like a weird thing.
Why do you think that happens to you?
I think because when I was young, I actually have a theory about this. Like when I was younger, my bedroom was in the attic of my house, and the heat would rise, and it would be swelteringly hot in there. It was like probably like 90 degrees on a typical basis. And I think as a survival mechanism, because like my body was so hot all the time, like my body learned to store heat in my ears. And now like when it's cold out, for some reason, it triggers this weird biological reaction. Do you buy it?
No. I'm not buying what you're selling. I feel like you must always have had hot ears.
Hot ears.
I think people...
Hot ears, cold heart.
Aw.
Hot ears, cold toes.
I feel like everyone has one body part that runs hot. I feel like it's my theory. It's my theory. For me, it's my feet. I have a friend growing up, it was her arms. I mean, everyone has this like one body part that's abnormally hot.
For me, it's these little furnaces. These little furnaces.
Should we move on?
Yes.
Should we move on from the furnaces?
Yeah.
Okay. So we wanted to loop you in what's been going on. We decided around a year ago that we wanted to start a sibling journey. We wanted Sloan to have another little baby crawling around, little brother or sister. So we started the process and working with our surrogate from journey number 1, and we've got to a point where last month we did the transfer.
Yep.
In LA, we went out there. We have an episode a few weeks ago about talking about that experience, having Sloan see our surrogate again, and our surrogate seeing Sloan almost slipped.
Yeah, but we didn't actually, in that video, we didn't, because it was so fresh, we didn't want to talk about the context of it, but yeah.
So we were actually there to transfer an embryo, and the first week was kind of, you're waiting on pins and needles because you just don't know if it took or not. And then we got the first test result back, which is around a week after. And we were told that, in fact, the embryo did take. So we were really excited and a bit relieved.
Well, the blood test was positive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we found out about a week after that, that actually in that process between that week, the embryo was no longer present in the blood test. So we're no longer pregnant.
Yeah. So we lost that embryo, and there's no mincing words. It just sucks.
Yeah.
You know, when we got that news, it was pretty devastating. Especially because our first journey with Sloan was pretty smooth sailing. Like we did transfer 2 embryos on journey number 1, and we had 1 baby. So we actually did lose an embryo in that first journey too. But you know, we obviously ended up with our beautiful daughter. But yeah, you know, with this, when we got the news, I was actually away. I was in Dublin. I was so jet lagged, so tired, and my phone rings with this unknown number. So of course I pick it up because it was like, who's calling me? And it's the fertility clinic, and they share the news, and I was just in a very vulnerable state at the time. I wasn't with Bart, I wasn't with Sloan, and I may or may not have like weeped a little bit alone in my hotel room in Dublin, feeling really sorry for us. It was sad. It was a really freaking
it was a hard day.
Sad day. And what was it like for you?
Well, I think I said this on the episode a few weeks ago, but essentially I left work a little early. I was like, okay, peace. I went home. I picked up Sloan. I let her nanny go a little early, and then I took her to the playground, and we just hung out on the playground for like 2 hours and just went down the slides, and we're on the swings. It was kind of this weird thing where I was really upset, but at the same time made me appreciate how lucky we were to have Sloan, just because this process is long and hard and it's not always aligned straightforward. So it made me appreciate also what we've gotten out of our first journey, our amazing daughter, Sloan. So trying to keep it in context, but definitely was a hard few days.
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because that other video where you were talking about going to the park with Sloan was also like similar to when we, the video we made about seeing our surrogate, we didn't sort of give the full context for that. So you're like watching those two videos, but you realize all of the sibling journey stuff is going on in the background. It's like this meaning beneath.
Yeah, I think I alluded to family issues or something. I said something about family something.
Yeah, but look, like we know that we got really, really lucky. We've heard stories from other people going through this journey where it's taken them years and years and years. Some of them are still kind of waiting for their first child. So there's, at the end of the day, you're dealing with biological processes. There's so many things that you just can't control. And you hope for the best. You hope that at the end of this, you're gonna end up with a healthy baby, but you just can't control it. You can't control, right? Like whether the embryo is gonna take, there's obviously a risk of miscarriage through the first trimester and actually even beyond, but most of the risk in the first trimester. And like, again, I don't know, you can drive yourself crazy kind of worrying about all of these possibilities, or you kind of just make peace with the process. And I think that's kind of where we've come around to, that initial devastation, but trying to find zen in, again, like this stuff's truly being out of our control. We're doing everything that we can. We know that our surrogate, she's amazing. She's doing everything that she can as well, but you're dealing with chance. You're dealing with probabilities.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of friends who have been trying to have kids, and it's not always the easiest process, right? And this is just the same, right? You can't control everything.
Yeah. So we know that a lot of people who watch these videos are sort of also going through their own processes, and so just best of luck. Like, we know how emotional these things can be, and we just hope that your process is as smooth as possible, and if it's not, that you have a support network and people that care about you and can kind of help you get through some of those dark times, those sad times.
Yeah, and we're here too, so feel free to reach out. We know what you're going through, and I guess definitely gives us solace in just being committed to the fact that we want another child.
Yeah.
And we're committed to that outcome, and we will get there.
Yeah.
Just gonna take a little bit more time.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a great week, and we will see you next Sunday.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.